We're talking about manly frame in this video. Okay, so many of you guys have actually gotten in touch with me to talk about this subject, whether or not you knew it was named that or not. So keeping a male frame of mind, okay, even though it's a term I wasn't familiar with, I understand the dynamics behind it. However, the word itself is so lovely that I couldn't have put it better myself, preserving a manly frame, so if I appear a little hurried, it's simply because I don't want it to become too dark. What is maintaining a masculine frame then? Now what you guys must comprehend, and I'm sure many of you do at this point, is that there are two main energies with their own polarities, masculinity and femininity. Although they may take different stands, they are still the two polar opposites that men hold for masculinity and women hold for femininity. Okay, as you guys are aware, I have made it very clear that in order for sexual attraction to occur, there must be polarity because only through polarity can opposites attract. Therefore, when you hear the phrase opposites attract, that is what it refers to in terms of masculinity and femininity. Or when people say, oh yeah man, you guys are so different, you get along with each other. They are not necessarily saying, oh he's organized and she's not, etc. Everything else is subordinate to the inherent nature of masculinity and femininity, which is what generates polar sexual attraction. Keeping a masculine frame is essentially just maintaining your masculine energy, regardless of your gender, age, or other characteristics. It is what creates it. To bring it all full circle, since it seems so obvious, wouldn't it be great if all men just naturally maintained this? Well, in an ideal world, yes, all men would maintain this, and all women would maintain their own masculine energies. Despite the fact that we are naturally drawn to these polarities, this does not mean that we always stay in them. In fact, many times what happens is that we either switch roles or we neutralize our genders, becoming both masculine and feminine and being in the middle. This is not maintaining a masculine frame because if you did, your woman would automatically be in her feminine frame. You two work together in a partnership or you two are friends, which I prefer not to mention since I don't think men and women should be friends. I take that back. 90% of the time, I coach you guys along with you men. You are not speaking to this woman to become friends, let's face it. Some of you, I have been there, might be using them as business partners, in which case this neutral ground will be effective. In all other instances, though, it won't. As a result, maintaining a masculine frame is likely one of the most important qualities and traits you should uphold as a man. Why do I say this? As I mentioned earlier, if you naturally possess a masculine energy, this will result in an automatic dissonance. So what I'm saying is that frequently, this is what happens. We establish this crucial equal footing where no one is drawn to one another because we are both kinds of men and women, and it's just like this is how divorce occurs or how promiscuity occurs, because the woman is bored like this is awful, you don't want equals again unless you're a business partner or your buddy. Which I don't really think we're friends, so how do you remedy this? Because as I said, you guys know that the ideal is to get here correctly, we know that. See, we can't just say to people, hey, be more feminine, go down, be more feminine, because most of the time, as males, we are to blame. For example, if we were both present, I couldn't just tell my girlfriend, hey, be more feminine, go down, be more feminine. Because of what we as men did, we lost a male frame now, which is why this equilibrium occurs, or why the woman starts to assume a more masculine position. Again, I don't want to go on, but you must understand that women tend to take on more of a masculine frame as they get older because we as men overlook it. I just want to be clear that when you hear the term alpha females and all these like super macho women, 99% of people will immediately recognize that I can wear this in a variety of ways. You don't want this to happen because a woman will naturally become more masculine as a result of you as a man losing your masculinity. This is not your fault. I've done it numerous times without even realizing it. It just so happens that we falter in our efforts. I'm no different from the rest of us. I've done this a lot, so I'm telling you guys how to proceed. First, be conscious of it. Second, be selfish. And third, be objective and understand. Oh fuck. I made a mistake, and as a result, she's kind of meeting me in the middle. This is when arguments typically start, but in reality, this is not the case because indifference, the antithesis of love, occurs when someone says, I don't even care. I don't even want to be with you. I'm not attracted to you. Anyway, I'm talking about 20 different videos in one thing, so be a man, friend. How do you do this? Remember your goals. Remember why you started. Remember the things that made your woman naturally attracted to you. Were you working out before dating her? Then you started to notice how often men do this right. We're all jacked. We're crushing it. Or we moving on with life, and I'm getting into a relationship. And then we flickered out, I've done this, I've acquired, like I believe that they label us, what do they call it, like association weight, where you gain like 15 pounds. You tend to become lazy and rely on them, but doing so does not maintain a masculine frame. Instead, return to your previous routine by hitting the gym and losing the weight to rediscover your edge. This is basically what it takes to naturally create a masculine essence and a masculine frame, and by doing it organically, your woman will naturally start to submit back into her feminine frame because she will now realize that you were becoming that manly framed like you should have been the whole time. This video is so crucial, holy crap. That is why you should strive to maintain a masculine frame at all times as a man. However, remember that because we are all human, we will occasionally slide and tumble. Reposition yourself in that situation, your woman. You will unavoidably start to give into her feminine frame, which is what she wants. She wants you in your bulky, manly form. She wants to rely on you and trust you. Because you were back with I just ate, so if you know she burped, she wants this, and as I stated earlier, this is ultimately coming a complete circle. I hope that was able to be of some assistance to you. By doing this, you will build that lovely sexual attraction between you both, okay, promise, and you'll have such a fantastic relationship. Be truthful. It's terrible for her and for you, and it's literally no good for anyone in it. But I know this has affected a lot of you men because I see thousands, if not millions, of men and how it affects them and how they've all lost their masculine frame. But it can be fixed so easily if we just have the awareness and foresight to say, "Ah, that's what happened, let's get back to it."